Hi, my name is Lauren Stimson, and I'm a junior here at Longwood University. Before Longwood, I went to Radford for 2 years, and then I took 2 years off and I worked in ABA therapy. But now I'm at Longwood and I'm studying elementary education. So one of the first 3 elements that I'm going to talk about today is gender. Gender is what a person chooses to describe themselves as. Also known as gender identity. So for me, I identify as female and I use she, her pronouns. While reading This Book is Gay, I found it interesting that the writer talks about what the writer talks about when discussing gender. They talk about how gender is like a social construct and gender is fluid. This means that someone can be a certain gender at one point in their life and then a different gender at a different point in their life. And someone can even be non-binary. So specifically, the author at one point was a gay white man, and they are now a straight transgendered woman. I think that my gender plays a huge role in my life, as it does with other people. Being a woman, I'm typically deemed as less smart and less capable, and a lot of other things. The second element I'm going to talk about is sexual orientation. Personally, I describe myself as bisexual. This means that I'm capable of loving either or being in a relationship with either a man or a woman. Even though I've not been in a relationship with a woman, it doesn't mean that I'm any less bisexual, which people love to assume. I believe that this is one of the reasons that bisexual people get a lot of crap. People always say, well, how do you know if you've never dated a woman? The answer to that, again, goes back to the book, This Book is Gay. In the book, the author talks about growing up with sex thoughts, and I think that's enough said on that. Another one of the problems presented with being a bisexual woman is the over-sexualization of 2 women together, especially 2 femme women. I came out to my family a couple years ago, and my sexual orientation is just something that never comes up. I wish I could talk about it more with them, but it's just easier to keep them in the dark about that aspect of my life. The third element I'm going to talk about is my religious and spiritual affiliation. When it comes to religion, there's a lot of different things that come to my mind. Personally, I believe that there is someone or something that created you and me, and I believe that person just wants to spread love and peace. I have no clue exactly what category that falls into, but that's what I believe. Again, referring back to This Book is Gay, the chapter on typical religious beliefs really gave me some information. I was raised in a Baptist church, which according to that book is typically not open to the idea of the LGBTQ plus community. I think this is a reason why it's difficult for me to go to church with my family. It's almost like I'm having to choose my religion over my own identity. That being said, it's caused some issues in my family, and I have a lot of doubt about some sermons that are said within my church. And due to these 3 elements, I see my perspectives of the LGBTQ plus issues. I guess my perspective I would say is strengthening, because I am part of that community and I want to see it flourish. After doing the first 3 backpack assignments, I'm learning more about the presence of the queer community in the media. And I think that it's important for us to advocate for more presence and more adequate presence, and not just the stereotypical presence. And yeah, that's all about me.